Hey guys, it's Michaela and you're watching FunsizedStyle. It feels so surreal to be filming this video, and I didn't expect to be filming this video until I expected to film this video, but I expected to tell you this wasn't happening until next year. Things have changed for the better and I am really excited to be sharing this with you guys. My last health update post my tympanomastoidectomy surgery, I had told you guys that next week I had a appointment with my halotraction and spinal fusion team when we are gonna proceed again, scheduled to go into halotraction in June, but then April and May COVID was still really crazy and there was a lot that we still didn't really know about the virus with my history and things. My team just didn't feel that it was safe for me to be in the hospital environment, especially undergoing such a big procedure. My body would be more at risk for those kinds of things. It was postponed, and then we agreed to meet 3 months later to kind of see the state of COVID and what that looked like and see if we could give each other some better information on where we both stood as to when we feel that it's safe. It's not like a time-sensitive surgery, as in like I need the surgery tomorrow. It is a time-sensitive surgery as to we wouldn't really ideally want to wait till next year because scoliosis doesn't stop progressing because there's a pandemic. Scoliosis is a beast and it will continue to progress whether there's a pandemic or not. That's just the reality of this condition, and that's the reality of the severity of my specific case. When we both spoke back in May, we agreed COVID-19 is always going to be around. It's a virus. No matter what we do to combat it, no matter what we do or how long the world decides to stay in their homes, it's a virus. It's never going to go away. This is something that, in long term, to preserve my quality of life and my normal life expectancy, I need this done. We agreed to meet 3 months later and kind of see what COVID looked like 3 months from then. Here we are, July 22nd, we met, a virtual video visit. Those are still so weird. I still like in-person medical appointments better. I'm really surprised because I thought she would say if there's still COVID cases, we should probably wait till next year at this point. Cases are declining drastically, that they feel that it's safe. Operations are going as normal. Procedures, daily life is going as normal now at the hospital. Obviously there's still restrictions, still have to wear a mask. I don't know how long those will go on, and there's still visitor restrictions and all of this stuff. But as far as making sure that people get the medical care that they need, like these surgeries and things, they're now proceeding as normal because obviously the healthcare systems are no longer overrun. I was really, really shocked to hear that it was going to be proceeding this year. She obviously asked me if I felt safe moving forward, and I said yes because, like I mentioned earlier, scoliosis is a beast. It does not stop progressing because it knows there's a pandemic. Back in January, when I met with my orthopedic surgeon who's performing the surgeries and a neurosurgeon that works with her, it was my orthopedic surgeon and neurosurgeon and my dad, and I just remember looking at the MRI and just feeling like the whole rest of the room was a blur, because I just remember seeing this image of my spine. Words that he said kept replaying in my mind of, your lung capacity is now smaller than your liver, or your liver is now bigger than the lung capacity you have left, and my liver is not enlarged. He said, obviously you're an adult and the decision is up to you, and we respect whatever decision you decide to make, but us as physicians, we have to give you the information that we know for you to make an informed decision based on risk and benefit. I'm basically beating a dead horse, but any amount of risk doesn't outweigh the benefit that I will get from this as long as it's successful. When we had to postpone it in June, I was really sad for a lot of reasons because obviously COVID has taken so much from us, but I just know that scoliosis doesn't stop progressing because there's a pandemic, and obviously I'm sure I haven't really progressed that much in 3 months, but every little bit that I progress more makes correction more difficult. It makes the surgery more difficult, and obviously like my spine is so bad. Like when I reveal my MRI, you're gonna see how bad it is. Like obviously it's like too far gone now to really like be and even though these are not ideal circumstances, I don't regret waiting this long. I was so happy when she said that they felt safe moving forward. I also felt so good because right now my life is kind of put on hold. I can't make plans to move out. I can't make plans to apply for internships, apply for full-time jobs, because I know I'm having this, I don't want to say life-altering, but massive procedure that I am going to be totally incapacitated for about 4 months. Well, I'm going to be in traction for 3 months, and then however long my recovery is, which we imagine will be quite difficult due to the severity. A normal person's recovery with this kind of surgery is 4 to 6 weeks, but I imagine my recovery will be much more difficult because of the severity of my situation. My life has been put on hold for almost a year now because we've been in limbo about what decision to make for my spine, because this isn't a decision that you make lightly. These come with big risks. These come with life-threatening risks, and that's the reality of it. But I'm also a firm believer that 40% of it is my body's health, and 60% of it is my attitude and my faith, knowing that if God got me to this point, He will bring me through it. So I agreed to move forward. Originally, we thought that I would have to wait 3 months for my tympanomastoidectomy surgery to be like healed, because where they have to insert one of the screws for the halo is the exact same place where they had to cut for my ear surgery. That's why we thought we had to wait, but I'm healing so well that I will be able to proceed next month, which more to come on that in a moment. That was really, really exciting to know that I'm doing so well and that I'm healing so well. And actually, you guys will see a whole nother video on Wednesday. I am doing so incredibly well from my tympanomastoidectomy surgery. I'm going to be doing a whole video about this because it deserves a whole video. It's a video I never thought I'd be able to make, but I haven't been this good from that standpoint in about, I would say, 3 or 4 years. It's huge. Like, it still doesn't even seem real. So it's amazing that I'm doing so well. Originally, she asked me if I wanted to do the end of this month, and I said no. As eager as I am, and as I know as eager as you guys know I am, you're probably shocked to hear that I turned down the end of this month. There's just a lot of loose ends that I need to tie up before being basically incapacitated for 3 months. I will not be able to do anything independently except for feed myself, basically. I take care of myself independently, and so this is going to be a huge lifestyle shift for me as well. I need help with literally everything and anything, and I won't be able to be left alone for any length of time. Due to safety, well, and traction. They offered me last week of August or early September, and so I asked for early September because I said I have a lot of loose ends. I have to go see they want me to go see my pulmonologist before my surgery, and I want to do a lung function test because our hope is that my lung function will skyrocket after this surgery because my lungs are being crushed by my spine, even though I really don't feel like I'm losing lung capacity at all. But when you progress so slowly over the course of 21 years, some people don't notice it. Some people do. But it really is a miracle that I don't have any damaging effects from the severity of my scoliosis. Doctors describe it as a miracle because most people lose function of their bladder, have spinal cord damage, and have all these really negative effects. And they can't explain as to how I don't have that and how I'm not in pain every single day. They don't understand it, but it really is a miracle, so we're hoping that that stays that way. I will be going into halo traction on September 14th, clearing that I am clear. Next week I go for my 1-month tympanomastoidectomy surgery post-op appointment. They just need to do one more check to make sure that I'm really healed up and everything looks good. The reason that we're being so, I don't want to say strict, but the reason that these post-op appointments are so important is because the exact same location where they drilled, I guess, in my tympanomastoidectomy surgery is again where they have to put one of the pin sites for the halo traction. That's why these are so important, because if it's not healed properly and they go in to insert the halo, I could have issues with the surgery site and then also issues with the halo staying in place. So we just want to make sure. I haven't felt this good from that perspective in like 3 or 4 years. So we assume that I'm healing great just based on how my previous post-op appointment went and based on how I'm feeling symptomatically, which is like no symptoms at all. And so we assume that that goes well, but technicality-wise, they can't schedule it officially until I'm clear that day. But again, we assume that I will be, so we have set a tentative date for September 14th. During the video visit on July 22nd, we talked about the length that I would be in traction. A minimum of 6 weeks. Really, really want me to push for 3 months. So halo traction is really hard on your body, even though it gives you a lot of relief. It's really physically and mentally on your body just because you constantly have weight pulling up on your spine. It feels really, really good, but it's also really, really hard. The whole body is being shifted, basically, so it's very difficult. She talked to, like, her colleagues and, like, so many people from Shriners and all these top spine people, and they really all agree that they really like to see somebody in a situation to try to at least go 3 months in traction. So I'm determined to go the entire 3 months because I want to do what's best. The reason they want me to go the entire 3 months is because if I just do the minimum, that's great too, but the longer you stay in traction, the more that your spine stretches, and the easier the surgery will be on me, because the surgery already comes with enough risk. So we want to do literally everything and anything to make it as easy as possible for me to have a successful outcome. It also makes it easier on the surgeon, easier to operate, because the straighter my spine is with the traction, the less work they have to do during the surgery. I'm pre-filming right now 4 months worth of content. I'm actually right on track, so I have until September 14th, well, September 13th to really film 4 months worth of content, and so far I'm right on track. Not sure how I'm doing it. It's basically turned me into a workaholic. I just don't want you guys to go without content. I promise I'll be bringing you guys along every step of the way. It seems so surreal that it's finally happening. Not as nervous for the traction as I am for the fusion. We actually don't have a date for the spinal fusion yet, because the challenging part is I have to reserve a operating room for a team of like 20, 30 some people for a whole day, because my surgery will take 10 to 13 hours. To reserve an OR room for an entire day for one doctor is really hard to find, I guess. Like one case, really trying to work hard to find a perfect date for that. So we don't have a date for the fusion yet, but it will be around Christmas time. It will not be ideal spending Christmas potentially in the hospital, but it is what it is. And hopefully maybe a Christmas miracle. In the end, it really doesn't matter because this is top priority. My birthday is also on September 23rd, and I go into traction on the 14th. You guys know I'll be finishing traction at home and spending a few days inpatient while we figure out the care. Hopefully I'll be home in time for my birthday as well, but I'll be spending a lot of important days in the hospital, it sounds. That's okay, this is top priority. I just hope that we can figure out how to take care of me. That's like what I'm most stressed about. To be honest, like I'm gonna be terrified to leave the hospital just because I have like no idea how we're gonna manage the care. But I just want to let you guys know that it's happening, and I'm terrified, I'm excited, I'm thrilled, I'm relieved. I'm so excited to see what good this brings me, because like I said, I have no idea how this is going to make me feel, like in a good way, because I've lived with this for 21 years with no problems, to what feels like to me no problem. You know, my breathing is gonna feel so much better, because when you progress so slowly, not everybody notices the changes, the decrease in their health, which I haven't noticed. I wanted to let you guys know the date so that my prayer warriors can be ready, because this will be a battle of a lifetime. I promise to bring you guys every step of the way, the ups and the downs and the in-between. This is something that I've documented every step of the way. I'm not going to believe it until they're literally rolling me into the operating room, because it could change at any moment with the crazy state of the world, but I am really hopeful. I didn't think it would be happening this year, so that's really, really exciting. I'll be doing videos about my experience in traction and what that feels like. I'm going into this totally blind. I've never had a surgery like this in my entire life. I've never had an experience like this in my entire life. To be connected to this contraption and have weight pulling up on my body for 3 months seemed a little impossible, but I know I can do it, and God's gonna give me the strength to get through this. And I know I have a really amazing story to tell. I'm making this video to call my prayer warriors to be ready, because September 14th starts the battle of a lifetime, and I can do it, and I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. We're going into Halo Attraction, trying to stop this beast of scoliosis. I know you guys will be cheering me on and giving me encouragement, and I'm so grateful for this community here on the internet. And I can't thank you guys enough in advance for cheering me on for what will be some of the most difficult times of my life. Let's do this.